So the news is tightening around one of India's most notorious fugitive economic offenders, Mehul Choksi. The billionaire jeweler turned scamster has been arrested in Belgium. Sources say that Choksi, who has been on the run since 2018 after masterminding one of India's biggest banking scams, was detained by authorities in Belgium. In fact, sources say that India has immediately pressed for extradition proceedings, pushing Belgian authorities to hand over the man accused of looting over 13,500 crores of public money from the Punjab National Bank. So let's get you a deep dive into Choksi's timeline of betrayal and evasion. In fact, in 2018, Mehul Choksi and his nephew Nirav Modi were accused of defrauding PNB through fraudulent letters of undertaking using shell companies and internal collusion. Both had in fact fled India in January 2018, just weeks before the CBI had filed an FIR. He took a citizenship from Antigua under the Caribbean nation's Citizenship by Investment program. It was a calculated legal move to evade the Indian extradition request. Now, despite India's repeated diplomatic efforts and a huge amount of evidence, Choksi has in fact claimed persecution and human rights violations to block his return. In May 2021, Choksi in fact had gone missing from Antigua and was found in Dominica, allegedly trying to escape further. But the Dominican courts had rejected India's repatriation request, citing illegal detention and also lack of process. Now, Choksi, who had recently been to Belgium, he had shifted there for his cancer treatment, has now been arrested by the Indian agencies. So let's tell you what are the charges that Mehul Choksi faces when he will be in India. What are the charges that he is going to face? The biggest charge being of criminal conspiracy, over 13,500 crores being looted. So he has a cheating as well as fraud case that has been filed against him as well. He is, of course, also accused of money laundering and criminal breach of trust. So he has a corruption charge against him as well. These are some of the main charges that have been leveled against him. Remember, Enforcement Directorate and the CBI have both filed multiple charge sheets running into thousands of pages, tracing money trails, dummy firms and shell accounts across jurisdictions, from Hong Kong to Dubai to Antigua and now Belgium as well. And this wasn't just a scam in a spreadsheet. In fact, PNB, a government bank funded by taxpayers' money, was looted. Farmers, middle-class families, students, all were affected when the trust in India's banking system took a massive hit. Branches that once gave loans to small businesses started turning away risk, fearing defaulters like this, and thousands lost jobs due to the ripple effect on the diamond and the jewelry trade. Sources say that Mehul Choksi did try to, in fact, surrender his passport to Indian authorities, but his request was not accepted. The PNB scam whistleblower Harish Prasad, in fact, spoke up and seems elated now at the news of Choksi's arrest. He believes that the government must use its diplomatic prowess to bring him back and make him face the wrath of Indian laws.
Well, Mehul Choksi getting arrested in Belgium is a great news for India, mainly, and not only for India, but all those people who have been cheated by him in India. He will be brought back to India for justice. That is a matter of concern, because many people will use their legal loopholes to not to come back to India. Vijay Mallya is a great example of that. But as much as I understand, there is always legal loopholes to escape from there. Best examples are those. Even Nirav Modi got arrested in London, but nobody, government of India could not bring him back. My concern is not only bringing him back; it should be. Most important thing is to get back the money that he looted. It was a hard fight. I was like a lone fighter, but later on, a lot of people who got affected by him also joined the team. Finally, despite all the information being with the different agencies, he was able to escape from India. So that's the matter of concern.
So Mehul Choksi has been arrested. India has given a request for his extradition, but it also brings in hope that there could be other economic offenders who could be brought back as well. So Mehul Choksi has now been arrested in Belgium. He, of course, faces the over 13,800 crore PNB scam. He had fled India in 2018, and India has pressed for his extradition, and this is in the PNB scam. Now let's get you the update on the other economic offenders as well and what the status is currently. For Vijay Mallya, the Kingfisher Airlines founder, the extradition request is going to come much later because remember, he had fled India in the year 2016 and he owes the Indian banks a whopping 9,000 crores. So his extradition has been sought. There's not been movement in that. It's been a big relief for him. Nirav Modi, who is the nephew of Mehul Choksi, is currently lodged in the London jail. Again, it's the same scam, the PNB scam. He as well had fled India along with Mehul Choksi. That was back in 2018. And he has filed, in fact, multiple bail pleas. After being in London jail, he has filed for multiple bail pleas, but that has been rejected time and again by the United Kingdom. So his extradition is also likely, and it is expected to happen. The process is underway. Another economic offender, Lalit Modi, is also not in the country. He's out of the country. He is the IPL founder who had fled India back in 2010. He was in the news recently, remember, when he had sought the citizenship of Vanuatu and it had been cancelled later after a huge controversy broke out. But he also faces the accusation of financial irregularities. So currently, the Enforcement Directorate as well as the CBI probe in his case is also underway. In fact, with Choksi now in Belgian custody, the spotlight actually shifts to the diplomatic agility of India. The road ahead is not going to be easy because India has to be in conversation to ensure that he can be brought in under the international criminal cooperation frameworks. He needs to be brought in. India can push for his repatriation based on the bilateral legal assistance and mutual trust. In fact, sources say that this could be India's best shot yet at bringing back a man who has been dodging justice for so many years. Also remember, Choksi has been detained by the authorities in Belgium, even though there is no active red corner notice that has been filed against him. So Choksi's legal team says that they will file for bail and then strongly oppose the extradition.
My client Mehul Choksi has been arrested in Belgium. And at the moment he is in custody and will be starting the process of filing an appeal against this, and then as a process of appeal will be requesting that he should be pulled out of the prison, and the major ground is that because of the ill health and he's undergoing cancer treatment, and of course he's not a flight risk at all. There is no push, it is a process. So non-bailable warrants have been issued against him since 2018. So it is a prerequisite for an extradition that there has to be a open-ended non-bailable warrant. So that warrant has been there since 2018. Earlier they tried to pick him up from Dominica, where they failed. So then by the Dominican court order, my client was getting his treatment in Antigua. But everyone knows that in Antigua the medical facilities are not all that good. So for his medical treatment he had to go to Belgium. And
so with Choksi's Belgium arrest and Tahavur Rana's extradition, the focus is now on the question of intent. Because let's remind viewers of how the likes of Dawood Ibrahim, Quattrochi, as well as Warren Anderson and Ravi Shankaran had fled India under the Congress regime after committing crimes against Indians. And what did they do? What were the charges against them? Let's break it down for you and talk about what could happen next. Dawood Ibrahim, one of the most wanted people for India, wanted in the 1993 Mumbai blast. He is a mastermind of the blast who fled India back in 2013. And there has not been any update on that yet. We're told that he is in Pakistan, protected by the Pakistani army. But the attempts to bring him to India to face justice has not moved anywhere. Quattrochi as well, wanted in the Bofors scandal, is a middleman who escaped India back in 1993. And Warren Anderson as well was accused in the Bhopal gas tragedy, and the charge being that Rajiv Gandhi had in fact helped him escape. It was a big charge, several lives being lost in Bhopal, and at a time when there was so much anger in the country, Rajiv Gandhi had helped him escape from India. So he fled from the country and escaped the laws here. Ravi Shankaran as well, the ex-Navy officer, who he had sold several military secrets. That was the charge against him. And in 2006, he fled after the Navy war room scandal. In fact, we are breaking updates coming in, breaking inputs of The inside scoop on Choksi's arrest. Sources say that he was arrested on the 11th of April. He was arrested from Antwerp in Belgium and he was nabbed from undisclosed location. And sources say that agencies had in fact tracked down Choksi in January itself. My colleagues Rishabh and Nilesh are joining us on the broadcast with the details of how this will play out. Rishabh, now it all comes down to the diplomatic depth that India can show. He has been arrested in Belgium. There's no red corner notice that was issued against him. What is expected to happen next? Because India, we're told, had already made Belgium aware of the case against him, and it was based on the request by ED and CBI that he was arrested.
Well, if we talk about Belgium and India, remember just last month there was a high-level delegation of Belgium government that was in India. And when we talk about the high-level delegation, we are talking about the defense minister, the foreign minister, chief ministers of various provinces, led by the princess herself as the special envoy of the Emperor of Belgium here in India. They were here in India for almost 7 days and a lot was discussed. Globally, bilaterally, all the issues were on table, and in the meeting with the Prime Minister, with the Home Minister, with the Defense Minister, Foreign Minister, all these issues were discussed, and only after that we saw that, in a response to Times Now email, it was confirmed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson that yes, Mehul Choksi is in Belgium. They are aware of the whole case and they are in touch with India. This is what Belgian Foreign Affairs, Foreign Ministry spokesperson David Jordan confirmed to Times Now last month. Now we are still awaiting further communication from the Foreign Ministry of Belgium. We have written to them, we have spoken to them as well. But having said that, what will go on from here? Dossiers will be sent to Belgium. India will sort extradition. Remember, the council of Mehul Choksi had just spoken to our senior colleague Priyank Tripathi, and the way he is putting forward this case that Mehul Choksi is undergoing treatment, he is not well, he has to be pulled out of prison. He was arrested on Saturday. All this, will be taken into consideration. India will try and create a watertight case against Mehul Choksi and convince Belgian government that once back on Indian soil, he will be accorded with a fair trial. And that is something, once India convinces Belgian government about the fair trial of Mehul Choksi, it will be a matter of days when we'll have Mehul Choksi back. But definitely the diplomatic battle from here on begins. Mehul Choksi is under arrest. Remember, he is not the only one who is being, India is trying to extradite economic offenders like Vijay Mallya, like Nirav Modi. India has been trying to extradite them for long. They all have been using various legal methods to avoid extradition.
True.
Nirav Modi has exhausted all his legal options. Right now, he is in the United Kingdom only on humanitarian ground. So extradition is not an easy process. It takes a lot of paperwork and a lot
will have to be put in by the authorities on that front. Just a moment, Rishabh, we also have Nilesh who's joining us from outside the former residence of Mehul Choksi in Mumbai. He had fled the country in 2018. Nilesh, and there are multiple charge sheets that have been filed that go into hundreds of pages detailing how he was responsible for the scam.
Well, yes, absolutely. And it is a significant step, a big success for the Indian agencies who have finally made Choksi arrest under the Belgian police officials. But now the second step will be of a significant importance, which is expediting him and bringing him to the Indian soil. At the moment, we are present from the premises, the apartment where Mehul Choksi and his family members used to reside. The duplex flat of this building that is on the 9th and 10th floor is where Choksi used to reside with his family members. Now, it is important to note that after the case came into light, the officials from the ED and other agencies had conducted in total 136 search operations at multiple locations. 136 locations were searched by the officials. Multiple assets were also seized, including that of the jewelry products, which ranges around 600 of crore. The total seizure that was made by the agencies goes in amount of 2,565 crore. So that is a big seizure that was done, and this is also one of the flat which has been seized by the Enforcement Directorate as well. We have been visiting the flat at the 9th floor, where we saw a pile of notices, summons, panchnamas that were pasted from multiple agencies, be it from the ED, be it from the CBI,
and there
or
was
Mumbai
no response to it, because he had fled the country already before the CBI could file the first FIR in the case. Stay with us. We are breaking updates coming in of the centre's first reaction on Mehul Choksi's arrest. The Union Minister of State for Finance, Pankaj Chaudhary, has said that the Prime Minister has already said that all those who have embezzled money of the people of the country will have to return to face the law.
मोदी जी ने जो पहले ही कहा कि गरीबों का पैसा जिन जिन लोगों ने खाया है उसको वापस करना होगा, और देश में सभी के खिलाफ कार्रवाई चल रहा है। मेहुल चोक्सी पकड़ा गया है, निश्चित तौर से बहुत बड़ी सफलता।
हमारे डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जस्टिस में भी एक कार्यक्रम रखा है। बाबा साहब की यहाँ एक स्टैचू है, 1 साल पहले इसका लोकार्पण हुआ था। हमारे राज्यसभा में डिप्टी चेयरमैन हैं हरिवंश जी, उन्होंने इसका लोकार्पण किया था। आज साल भर हो गया है, और समय समय पर यहाँ कार्यक्रम भी आयोजित हमारे डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जस्टिस के द्वारा किए जाते हैं।
All right, let's also get you a ground report. My colleague Nilesh, who joined us from right outside Mehul Choksi's former residence, takes us through the details of how the scam unfolded while he was staying at the residence and what next.
Mehul Choksi, the fugitive who had scammed PNB of nearly 14,000 crore, is still out on the run. Now, the latest coming in is that Belgium police officials have arrested Mehul Choksi, and we have reached at the residence here in Mumbai, where behind me is the door that leads to the residence of Mehul Choksi and his family members. However, currently it seems to be more of a notice board, because the electricity bill, the notice from the ED, notices and summons from Mumbai police officials as well as from various banks are quite visible at this location. You can see these summons and notices are in hundreds of number. It has somewhat been patched at the doorstep, the front door, and onto the wall of the right side of this premises. Notices range from year 2021 to the SBI notice given in 2021 again. Such all of list is what is visible at this premises. Mehul Choksi has been residing into this residence for numerous years. Agencies for year long have been trying to get hunt of Mehul Choksi. Now, this is a development that Belgium police have arrested him, but still the war is at large, because the second step will be of a crucial importance. That is to extradite Mehul Choksi. Now, remember, after Rana's extradition, various leaders from the opposition have demanded that other fugitives should also be being brought.
The multiple notices show how the agencies have been following up the case over the last several years. He has now been arrested in Belgium, and now the process begins to bring him to the country. A lot of challenges ahead, and a lot of diplomatic heft also needed for India to ensure that he returns to the country to face the law. With that, a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with lots more on the other side.